What's up, brothers, and welcome back to
Yes.
welcome back to the Culver Cast.
Oh,
You're
man.
here with your constant co-host and special team special players.
Special team, Drake G. Special team, Colton D.
Your constant co-host, Matty J. Drake G. Colton D.
He's been taking over the internet for real. Like
Dude did it on Sports Center the other day.
Thank you. I'm the only one who seems to know about that. But like it's wild because I've been watching March Madness, and for anybody who likes basketball knows that's like the best basketball of the year every single year. And like whenever people win the game, they're like, "Thank you, brother." And I'm like, "Oh my God, like why is it everywhere?" And you look at his like account stats, he's not like as popular as you would think he is. His like
blew up.
His fame outweighs his like, actual fame, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I say it too much.
I love it. I think it's so fun. Nobody else has caught on to it at work yet. I'm the only person who is familiar with it, but it's okay. We'll get there.
I work with a bunch of old people, so whenever I say "thank you, brother," they're like, "You're welcome," and I'm like, God.
Makes you want to just ram the forklift into the wall.
Yes. I had to think about if I wanted to say yes to that or not after the safety infraction.
We're probably no. Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. Can I start out with a question?
Always.
Absolutely.
It's a super simple question. And Drake, I feel like you're going to be like, I don't know if I can answer this, but I want an answer out of you.
Okay.
It's just as simple as, what is your favorite food?
Oh, why would you do that?
Yeah, I know that it's a hard question for you. Mine's spaghetti. I think that's a well-known fact about me in my close circle. So, but I don't think I've ever actually asked you this question and gotten a straight answer. So I want to know.
I'm going to need some time to ponder. I'm going to have to ponder my orb.
Skinny Matt, do you have an answer for your...
Right now, I eat nothing.
Oh, that's not good.
But if you could, what would that favorite thing
What's
be?
the number one?
Still eat. Oh man, that's really hard.
Right?
Okay, so can I? I'm like this, and I'm so sorry. Can we have like a favorite like main course and a favorite dessert?
Sure.
Oh, that's harder.
Yeah. No, that's
infinitely harder for me.
When I asked the question, I think that I was more so thinking like main dishes. So
okay, cool, fair enough. So there's a thing that I love though above all else in a really wild and unholy way. That's a dessert, but I feel like I need to provide an entree as well. So that's why I clarified. Dude, for me, what's my favorite food? Jeez. It's a really tough question for me, honestly. So I can tell you my dessert. I just love a lot of different foods, right? And I'm like with the ADHD and how like sparse I am with choosing things, it's very difficult. But my favorite dessert is a strawberry short layer cake from Sobeys. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Thin layer vanilla, cream, strawberry, thin layer vanilla, cream, jam, thin layer, and it's just like it hits me so hard in unholy ways, and I'll eat a whole one to myself.
That's super
which I have in the last week. But only during the times of my intermittent fasting. So yeah, like I will devour one of those, and like second place to that's going to be like got to be like a Black Forest cake though, if you've ever had one. Yeah, very good. Favorite food? Geez,
my favorite dessert is cheesecake, specifically the Score cheesecake from Sweet Hereafter. thus far in life, I should say.
Thus
I guess
far
I
in life.
haven't really.
Fear After's so good.
Oh, but they
I've
increased
never been.
the price quite a lot though. Like
Oh,
you'd be able
yeah,
to get 2 slices for like $20 or whatever, which is
yeah.
fine. Last time I went down, it was like $34 for 2 slices.
Hey.
That is a lot for a small piece of cheesecake.
Yeah. I will say there's so many great options. I'm really into bulgogi lately. Like beef
Solid.
bulgogi. Yeah.
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 So like a rice bowl with beef bulgogi is probably my number one. Like, what do I want to eat when I'm just thinking about it? But right now, I think my overall favorite food would probably be like lasagna or something like that.
Nice.
It's got to be a generalized like my mother-in-law makes a very reasonable lasagna, and it always has like extra cheese, and it's quite good. So I do like a lasagna.
Nice.
Similar to my answer.
Yeah, fairly similar, pasta driven.
Yeah.
Also love some gyoza too, really crispy.
Oh, gyozas.
You gotta
Like
have
pork?
Only pork.
Gyoza?
Pork is the only way.
Oh, buddy. Okay, Drake. Sorry to like interrupt your potential answer.
Maybe not
but
the only way.
Matt, we should hit up Umai down by my place sometime, because I'm not lying when I say they have the best pork gyoza I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm 100% in.
Yes, we will do it soon.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I like, in a general spectrum, like Asian food is just the go-to, period.
Yeah. They have this thing called flavor.
Yeah.
GMOs.
I think ramen is my like bar none favorite food.
Very versatile.
Interesting. Yeah. I only just had ramen like 2 months ago for the first time.
Really?
Like from like an official restaurant.
Where'd you go?
That's a great question, bro. I got kind of drug along for a trip. It was downtown. It was like an
Halifax
older
or
looking
Dartmouth?
Halifax. Okay. It was like an older looking building, kind of tucked away. Couldn't tell you.
I've been when we go get ramen, which is very rare because Riss doesn't really like it. We go to Buddha Ramen.
Buddha, fair.
Yeah, which is
amazing.
It was in Halifax and now in Dartmouth.
Yeah.
But very good, very strong ramen, which I appreciate.
Truly tasty is my what is probably my favorite one in Halifax after Water Bone closed.
Oh yeah, they did close.
But Broth House on what the heck is the street? Just down from Reflections. That next street over. That's an incredible spot.
Got you.
For some awesome ramen. Actually,
is it
you should
Argyle?
go there and try their gyoza. Not Argyle, no, further down.
Grafton?
Like past Barrington, down Barrington.
Oh,
like if you're walking down the hill. Not Lower Water, in between.
No, not Brunswick. No. Damn. There's
like
a lot of street.
Middle Water.
Yeah. Maybe. I have no idea. I can't remember where it is now.
I can tell you right now because I was looking up the ramen.
Broth House. Incredible. Such good food. The ramen, top tier.
Granville,
that's it. Yeah.
That is it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
nice. Good. It's a good rec. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
What is that?
What is that? I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure. I feel I'm a little sick again, which sucks, I know, but I'm a little groggy, but the food scene in Halifax needs to get a little bit better.
My guy, the food scene in Halifax is like actually so good for the maritime cities.
That's what I was thinking because like I'm from a small shitty town.
You just gotta start going places you haven't been
Halifax
to.
is diverse as heck.
That's why I'm doing the face leg.
You should definitely.
It was a hot take that I pulled out of my arse.
Yeah, like you don't realize. Like like when I was with X, we just started like trying restaurants that we had never tried before, and the way that I was like, holy shit, man. Like there's hole in the wall restaurants that you would never even consider an option, that aren't even on Google Maps, that you can like walk downtown and be like, what's in here? And it's like the best food you've ever had. So there's definitely a lot of diversity that you don't really notice. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, Fredericton has one ramen shop, and it's decent. It's not the best, but it's okay. It does the job when I have the craving, but like that's it. One ramen place. Halifax, I mean, Christ.
I just looked it up. There's like 7.
Well, there's probably like 30 places that serve ramen.
Yeah.
And then there's probably a dozen that are just ramen shops.
Also, I'm pretty sure the place that I went was Buddha Ramen. I was just looking at it. I think that's where it was.
It's pretty good. Their spicy tonkatsu knocked my socks off.
I will say I'm not a big seafood guy, though. And as someone who isn't experienced in the ramen world, I was eating things, and like occasionally I would take a bite of something, and I'd be like, "Oh," like I just didn't really realize that like sakura and stuff like that was like fish cakes.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh great! I just ate that whole thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's comical.
Yeah, ramen. Ramen's my favorite.
I typically stick to pork, but yeah. Buddha means pig in Japanese, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
No clue.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
I said it in a way that was less consistent with the fact that I know that it's what it means. Well, I don't know why I said it that way, but it was the way I said it.
I think 2 + 2 is 4.
Special teams. Special players.
Special players, baby.
Any other questions, Colton?
I do have more questions. I didn't know if I wanted.
No, I like it. Bring me the questions.
You want me to just hit you with all the questions? I have 2 more group questions, and then I have a question for each of you individually.
Welcome back to the Cold Brew Cast, where today Colton D interviews Matty J and Drake G.
Why don't we do the group questions, then talk about our weeks, and then go back to the individual?
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yeah. So my next question is, what was the most common meal you ate as a family in your like youth?
Good question. Very good question. So I was very blessed to have a mom who spent a lot of the budget on food. So we did eat pretty well growing up. It wasn't like steak every night or anything like that, but we usually always had like a meat of some kind with our food. Even if it was just like chopped up ham. So one of the most common dishes that we would eat was this casserole that we would make, and it's not really anything special. It's like a can. So the more sauce you put on, obviously the better it's going to be, but like boil noodles, like elbows specifically, and then take that with a bunch of cheese, mix that in, and then mix 2 cans of cream of mushroom. And I like to mix in a can of cream of chicken for a little extra zhuzh. Mix that all up 100%. Lay it out in a sheet tray. Oh, and sorry, you chop up like deli ham. My mom always did it with like the thicker slabs, like the 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch thick slabs. But I personally like to do it with like deli ham and like have little bits of and like and like fry it up a little bit so it's a bit crispy. Then the pieces on the top brown up really well as well, so it's quite nice. So mix that all up, layer of cheese on top in the oven 450 for like 20 minutes just to warm it through again and melt the cheese and get a little crust on the top. And then Bob's your uncle, and we had that probably growing up once a week. So my mom always did this thing, we called it FFYS, which just is an acronym for Fend for Yourself. So she would always make something big like that, and then throughout the week we'd have FFYS nights. So I would end up like going in and getting like a pizza pocket with a half helping of, you know, casserole. We called it ham and cheese casserole, but and I'd have that once, sometimes twice a week, depending on the meal rotation and stuff. But it was great, and I still make it to this day. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Very simple, salt and pepper and stuff too, but nothing really crazy. You can throw in some cayenne if you want some kick.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
What about you?
I think we had like a fairly decent rotation of things, but there was just like a lot of like staples.
Yeah, including soggy French toast.
It's not often, but yeah, definitely soggy French toast.
I just wanted to just fire some shots. That's all.
Trying to think of the most common ones. Probably like spaghetti and meatballs.
We lost Matt.
I see that. He'll be back.
GG. I should clarify before you continue. I guess I phrased the question wrong. I think Matt hit it without me phrasing it differently, but I said most common, but I guess I should have said like what meal makes you think of your youth with your like family the most. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Matt was like a stroll down memory lane kind of meal. So
yeah,
but like, was there a staple of your household that y'all were like, hell yeah?
Spaghetti and meatballs, chicken tetrazzini was probably the one that I most looking forward to. Or look, we did like shake and bake chicken a lot.
Yeah.
Which I always like. That's such a nostalgic flavor to me that I'm just like, this shit slaps.
That's very relatable,
dude.
Yeah,
shake and bake. That just
legendary,
dude. Unreal.
Yeah.
My mom would get the extra crispy, and then we would get. My mom's the best. She would, if we had like an extra box, sometimes she'd sneak an extra package from another box, and like give it a little extra crunch on top. Oh my goodness! Some dark meat thigh energy, a little shaken and bacon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got two that are very specific. May I? It's kind of like Matt's.
Yeah.
Oh, like one from mom, one from dad. Just because life stuff.
Yeah.
The common situation nowadays.
Yeah, it's fine. Everybody knows that my dad got married a couple weeks ago, so it's okay.
Yeah,
and we love them. They're great.
We do.
Yeah. My mom used to do one, and it was kind of just like a quick meal for us. It was like she'd do like minute rice, and then like a can or two of like either cream of mushroom or cream of chicken. I think I don't really remember that well all the things. We had like one of those like electric like big pan things that you could plug in with the dial to change the heat on them and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't remember what those are called.
Yeah, what is that?
I feel like they've faded.
Wait, we had we had one too. What is that?
I don't remember. Something like that. But like it was like a big pan. Plugged in, and I feel like nobody has those anymore.
We have one.
Oh, good.
Genuinely.
And then chicken breast, the rice, the cream mushroom soup, and then just like frozen mixed veg, and like salt, pepper.
Yeah,
and it's just like really good, super simple, but just like really nice. And then on Dad's one, he used to do it was like couscous, and like like the pepperettes.
Oh yeah,
like chop those up. Sun-dried tomatoes, some like other vegetables, and just like cook the couscous off, throw it all in a pan, get the pepperettes all crispy, and sun-dried tomatoes and veg, and maybe there was like pesto or something else in there. I don't remember now, but that was super good.
Yeah,
that was a great thing that I haven't had in a very long time, and it made me think of that.
Yeah,
valid.
What about you?
Before I answer, I need to say something, Matt.
Okay.
Isn't this fast time right now?
Coffee's fine.
Yeah, no, we have video evidence of him taking a bite of a hash brown from McDonald's just now. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cold Brew Cast, here with your constant co-hosts, Matty J and Drake G.
That's incredible.
Uh-huh. Yep. Gotcha.
I love that.
I don't know
Anyway.
why you got to be out to get me all the time. Okay, I thought you were my friend.
Said it last time. I'll say it this time. I'm just keeping you humble, baby.
Well, apparently.
So I have like 3 for this answer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a weird. I didn't realize until like this year that we kind of grew up. Matt is just stuffing his face, bro. For people who are only listening to audio, Matt is just going ham on something. Reasonably so. You had a night out last night, but
yeah.
Growing up, like I feel like we were financially strapped all the time, and like my parents, God bless them, they did what they could with it, you know. Like, but we used to make a lot of like bulk meals and stuff like that, which made sense back in the day. But I will say, like, the staples for me was like every Sunday I would have roast beef and mashed potatoes at my grandmother's house. And I would like go up there and like sit with my little table, and I would watch like cartoons while I was eating, and the rest of the family was like out in the kitchen. I'd have, you know, like mashed potatoes, corn gravy, roast beef, all that stuff. It was great. Another one, I went to my grandmother's house for food a lot because I was a little round kid, and I'd eat like supper, dinner. That's the same thing for y'all, I bet. But in my family, we call dinner like lunchtime dinner. But I've now learned that that's a weird thing, and dinner is supper. So sorry, lunch and dinner I would have at my place, and then I'd go up to my grandmother's and be like, "Can I get that second lunch or dinner?"
Oh, what about sick and what breakfast?
Yeah. But I would go to her place like every day and eat a box of Kraft dinner. Like that is like a staple in my life that I have a very vivid memory of. And she used to have like that extra container of cheese so that when she made it, she could like dump the cheese on top of it and make it extra cheesy.
That's nice. I have great grandma Kraft dinner memories as well.
Yeah, I think that's a staple for the Maritimes, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Add some hot dogs to it, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, dude,
we had grandparents' place too.
Hot dogs the other day.
But
my nan would. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. You say your piece.
No, I was just gonna say because I had a similar situation. I didn't have a kiddie table, but I had a kiddie chair that I would sit in. Even after I was like 15.
Yeah.
I get not 15. Sorry, more like maybe 10 or so. But either way, I had my own chair. Like I'm sitting in this kiddie chair at 10. It was comical, but she would, and it was so funny because the KD that she would make me was terrible. It was disgusting, and I love her, so I ate every bit of it. But when she passed away from lung cancer, but before that, so whenever she would cook, she would be desperately worried that she wouldn't serve the food on time. So she'd make a bunch of stuff in advance. And one of those things that she would make in advance and then put in the fridge overnight was the Kraft dinner. So it was like by the time it was like reheated, it was just this bowl, and she would like peel the saran wrap off and stuff. Shout out to great granny, rest in peace.
Man, reheated Kraft dinner is illegal.
She would, and that's I know, I agree, but she would set it down and peel the thing off and put it in front of me, and I would eat every bite.
Even like I can't even, if I don't eat the Kraft dinner when it's burning my mouth, I'm like, ew, this is gross now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll save a little life after it's cooled down by like adding a little ketchup for the moisture.
I know.
But that's the only way. I don't traditionally do ketchup on KD, but
nah.
If I've got hot dogs, different though, for sure.
I don't know what happens when you put Kraft dinner in a refrigerator, but those noodles suck up every single bit of flavor, and then it disappears.
It's gone. Where does the flavor go?
Gone.
One of my roommates saves Kraft dinner, and I'm like, just throw it out. Just throw it away. Just get rid of it. Anyways, I'm gonna throw some shade towards my mother because I did this at Easter supper, and like the most like Christmas supper and stuff like that, I reminisce with my sister about how my mom wasn't a great cook at all. And I, to this day, am like, yeah, now that I'm my own cook, I'm like, you're not great. Dad was the cook of the household, but she used to like turn steaks into shoe leather and stuff. So I'm sure I would have different memories of food, but the favorite supper that we would make as a family that wasn't made by my grandmother was homemade pizza. And it would be like we would do like we would buy the like boxes of dough. I don't know, like make your homemade dough with the box of ingredients or whatever. And then we would add like bacon, hot dogs, Brothers pepperoni, slices of mozzarella cheese, like Kraft singles. And I'm telling you right now, I know that's like the poor man's version of like a homemade pizza, but that shit was fire. Let me
Dude, I
tell
would hit
you.
that any day of the week,
To
bro.
to this day, I try to recreate it myself, and I'm like, nah, dog. Something about like struggle food when you were growing up just hits different. Like you got
You're
those
right.
memories, but that pizza, we probably had that like once a week, and it was so good. So that's probably my answer.
It's knowing how to be versatile with very little that makes such good food and such simple food.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do we want my last question real quick? I think this
Send
one
it.
will be a bit quicker. And I want to give my answer first.
Okay.
So what's the most exotic or unique dish you've ever tried? And I'm gonna say I'm not like super worldly. Like I only just recently started eating sushi and stuff. But one time I went to Pennsylvania and there was like a freshly slaughtered longhorn that's like super sought after down there. Like I'm talking like slaughtered like last week. And we had a slow roasted brisket from it. And it was like literally you could have scooped it with a spoon. That's how tender it was. It was the stupidest thing ever. It was so good. But that's like my like I don't know. I went to a different country and ate a fresh brisket. It was awesome. So
cool.
But yeah.
Man, I've had some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've had haggis before in Scotland.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's gross. Personally, I don't get it. I don't know why people like it. My brother loved it. Devin, you're weird.
Yeah, that I don't think I would.
Sorry,
really mess
sorry,
with that.
man. You definitely are.
Yeah, I've gotten to try some. Like again, a lot of it's through like school and stuff. But I've had like quite a few exotic meats. Like I've had alligator, I've had ostrich, I've had kangaroo.
I heard ostrich is like red meaty. Is that
true?
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah.
Very fibrous meat.
Interesting.
For poultry. Yeah, kangaroo. Kangaroo is good.
These are pretty exotic.
What?
These are pretty exotic. Can't say I've even like touched the realm that you're currently in.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
It's just exposure to school and stuff, right? That's honestly, I'm lucky in that sense.
Fair.
Ate some bugs.
I did too as a child.
I feel like I have like a fairly diverse. It's definitely not as diverse as yours in terms of baseline in ingredients and rare meat and things like that. But I've got a fairly diverse like food profile, tasting profile, something like that, whatever we want to call it. But I haven't had anything that was like hard to eat. For me, like I did have snails once. It was like escargot and oysters have that same energy. Why?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Give me a second here, guys, because why? What in the world? Why? Like, I'm sorry to be making light of it in a way that's you know, might be offensive to you if you're, let me look right to the camera. If you're an oyster person, I get it. It can be challenging for sure, but why? If you can explain to me why, come at me in the comments. But like for me, it's a vessel for other random things that you're going to put on it. If you want a little brininess, go dip your French toast in the salt water, bro. Like you don't need, you can put a little salt on it. It's not that big of a deal. Like if all you're going to do is load that thing up with radish and hot sauce and this, what are you doing? You're just trying to flex and dunk on the other people you're eating dinner with. Stop it.
Yeah.
No one thinks you're cool. You're wasting money on oysters. This industry is comical. Everyone's like, oh, shooky this, flip the shell that. Stop it. Stop.
That's super fair.
You don't need to keep going. You don't. Escargot, what are we doing? If we were in the the 15th century and all that we had to eat were the snails that were growing in our garden, sure. If food was that scarce, maybe I'll have some snails. But I'm not. Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. I could just scoop a little bit of horseradish in my mouth, salt it, and call it an afternoon, and I don't have to eat the boogeriest, grossest snot globber that I have that I've ever seen in my life on this little gritty shell that half the time I get pieces of shit in my mouth. It's like, why?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
And everybody who gets them is just like, oh, this oyster. Oh, it's so good. Like,
why?
No, it's not.
It's not. It's not.
You don't have to lie.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't have to pretend that it's enjoyable.
This oyster's freshness, I can taste the archipelagos. Like, fuck off. You can't. Stop that shit.
I don't get it either. I've never been a fan myself.
No, we don't need to. Okay, we can leave them in the ocean for seals and manatees and whatever else eats them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like even mussels. Sorry.
Yeah, they're all right, but
they're okay. But it's like it's less snot globbery.
Yeah.
But it's still a vessel for garlic and butter.
Yeah.
It's just a vessel for garlic and butter and some garlic and brother.
Hot sauce. Garlic and brother. What's up, brother?
Anyway, I'm sorry if you want to come at me in the comments for the oyster hate, you can, and I will accept it. You know, tweet me at Ice and Bean Pod. But look, no. No,
okay.
We don't need to.
Okay. Do we want to talk about our weeks?
Yeah.
The two questions that I have at the end, I think Matt's might be a long answer and Drake's might be a short answer. So let's talk about our weeks.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? I can go first. I have very few things. Yeah, I don't want to have somebody have a banger week and then really not deliver.
Yeah.
I mean, my week has obviously been okay. I'm sick. I just got sick yesterday. It's starting to suck, but I had a 4-day weekend off for Easter, which was quite nice. And then I took Thursday off as well. So I had like a 3-day week. All the work's caught up and we're feeling good there. So a little bit less stress. So I took a little bit of time off because I'm feeling a little burnout. Happens, right? Happens to best of us, happens to everybody. Got to focus and fight through it. But I basically well, Stardew Valley 1.6 came out and it is legitimately incredible.
You've been addicted.
I am addicted. Well, I've always been addicted. Even
but every time I come online, I look. There's like 10 people in your Discord server. I know. I'm like,
but I have a really great group of friends who game with me. Shout out to the crew, and we got bought server space like we always do, so that I don't have to be online in order for them to play if they want to play a little bit without me. And so we rented server space, and we just we played. I think I have 30 since Easter, and keep in mind we've been playing most nights too. I think I probably have like 35 hours in that one farm since Easter. So we've been really pushing it. We're on all the bundles are complete. Yeah, I know. All the bundles are complete, and we have we're in summer year 2 now.
Dang.
and we completed the bundles before summer year 2 when the red cabbage becomes available.
Wow.
So spicy meatball, because we went to the Skull Cave and we spammed it forever. And on good luck days, you get red cabbage. Yeah, so that came out fantastic. But that was really all that I've been doing in my spare time. I'm trying to play it a little slow so that and relax a lot so that I can get some rejuvenation back. But that is what it is. Yeah, and then I guess I ordered. We sometimes talk about fun packages that we order, like Colton's trimmer. So I'm getting a steamer that's coming today, which is really exciting. Not like for food, for my clothes.
Yeah.
As a tall man, I can't tumble dry or use heat to dry my clothes because they shrink. So, but the issue then is that you put it in the washer, maybe it sits there for a minute, then you hang it up, but there's a lot of wrinkle that comes with it. And it's having wrinkles in my life is a little embarrassing. My mom has raised me to not be a wrinkle wearer. So, like she wouldn't let me go to school without first tumbling my clothes in the dryer. This is back when I was a kid, obviously. And I wasn't a static height, but, like she would make me tumble my clothes before I would go to school in the morning so that they weren't wrinkly, right? Every day. So, or have something hung up or ironed for me, right? So, shout out, Mom. Thanks for the PTSD about laundry. It's really awesome. She doesn't watch. It's fine. If she does watch, Mom, call me and tell me that you watch. You don't watch, I know. It's fine. I don't have any super fans in my household. No one watches.
I don't even know if my parents would know how to use YouTube to get here.
True. But yeah, either way, wrinkles suck. I have to wear professional clothes for the most couple days a week. So a new steamer is coming in today, and I'm very excited to have something to. I hate an ironing board. I hate an ironing board. Just break out the steamer. Bob's your uncle. So I'm getting a new steamer today. And the eclipse is on Monday, so I bought eclipse classes, which is really cool, and distributed them to my family. And that's basically it.
Nice.
A little low key energy, but we've been naming all of our. We took Avatar: The Last Airbender names. I'm Uncle Iroh. Larissa's Princess Yue. And then we've named all of our animals other Avatar: The Last Airbender names.
Nice.
So it's been very wholesome.
I love that.
Yes, but that's it for me. I'll pass it on to Drake G or Colton D.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, more or less uneventful. I had a nice Easter weekend, pretty uneventful. Me and my partner got spontaneous tattoos last Friday. The artist that has done a lot of my bigger pieces here since I moved here, they do flash for walk-in Fridays, and they mostly do just flash pieces for them. And we realized that we had a Friday off together, and which is basically just unheard of for both of us. So we're like, we may as well. Why not?
Yeah.
As Ernie would say, Maisel.
Yep. So we did that.
You should show it. I showed my tattoo last time I got a new one.
It's a very awkward angle to show where it is on my arm in this camera.
That's fair, I guess.
It is.
It is quite challenging.
Yeah.
We saw it earlier.
I would have to stand up and angle it, and also the camera doesn't like picking up things that aren't my face.
That's fair.
True.
Gotta post it as one of the pictures in a slide on our Instagram or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
True.
Yeah.
But my partner got Sam Dollar on her forearm, and it's very pretty. I really like it. It looks super good. And I have a little wine bottle and glass, and there's a heart inside the wine bottle. Yeah. Very nice.
What was that face?
I was puking out the love.
Oh.
All
right.
I see.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of been the biggest events in my last couple of weeks. Been a good week here. been busy. There's a lot of people traveling up from the States to come see the eclipse because like the East Coast is getting like what they're saying is like the best view of the eclipse.
Yeah.
So there's like some big stuff. Oh my god. What the heck is the guy's name? Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield. He's going to Woodstock. He'll be in Woodstock tomorrow.
Cool.
They're doing like a big thing up there. My bosses are going up there to go see it. I think they know some people up there.
Any closer, I would drive up. That's sick. I love space.
So he's there for that, which is like super cool. They like I think it was like 8 years ago they asked him to come for this because like they knew the eclipse, like the cycle, it was going to land on this day.
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of stuff. So that's cool. I think it's really neat for everybody who gets to go up there.
I didn't know this, but the frequency of eclipse is actually fairly frequent astrologically. So like we're going to, in 2024, we're projecting 5 eclipses.
Yeah.
It's just that the path of the eclipse is so typically screwy and or over the ocean or not 100% that it's crazy. So we're getting 95% eclipse is never going to happen in our lives again.
No.
Maybe again in 50 years, maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For it to be so local. Oh no, it's okay. It is really cool for it to be so local. And for us to just be able to walk out and see it, like 95% isn't going to be like we'll still probably get a full circle.
Yeah.
Full corona,
it's cool because New Brunswick is supposed to be like technically better than Nova Scotia's view, but I think it's by like 2%.
Yeah.
So we're going to be seeing like very similar crazy views. That
like
being
we're seeing
said,
a 95, they're seeing a 97. Like this is not bad.
I guess are you good with your week, Greg?
Oh yeah, that's all I've got. Yeah.
I have a couple of notes that I just want to touch on first. Number one, we didn't have an episode last week. Probably should have started this episode with it, but just mentioning it now real quick.
Oh yeah.
Easter, like everyone was kind of busy. We kind of just had like busy schedules and we just didn't really we couldn't find the time to exactly get a recording together that day.
Well, and it's highly unlikely that on big holidays that we'll record.
Yeah.
Like we're not recording the week of Christmas, Easter.
Yeah.
Right. I think it'd be pretty safe to say moving forward.
May long weekend. I'll be
holidays.
Gone.
You probably won't hear from us.
Me and Drake both live far away from our families, and Matt's a family man, so it's kind of it's a commitment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but and also that man, like half of my staff. Nice double coffee sip there, boys. That was impressively timed.
It was synchronous. I noticed as well.
Yeah. Half of my staff is taking Monday off to see the eclipse.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it starts 15 minutes before our shift ends. So I'm like, why are you taking the whole day? But I respect it.
It's a special day. It's going to be a special day for...
Bro, the way that I'm going to come out of work and I'm going to be like, why is it so dark? And I'm going to be blind the next day. Like, I'm going to forget all about it because...
Please don't blind yourself.
I seem to be the only person that's not like super valuing the eclipse. Like, it will be cool, but I'm just not gung-ho about it like everyone else is, I guess.
Maybe you'll see it and it'll change your life.
Maybe it will when I'm blind. Yeah, that will definitely change my life for sure.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah, but I guess my week, work super straightforward. Not even really going to touch on that a whole lot. I have like 4 topics for my week. We had a small snowstorm this week, and I just simply wanted to say the Jeep's 4-wheel drive was super. It was perfect. Yeah, like I don't even have like good winter tires or anything. I just have all seasons on, but like it was flawless as you would expect it to be. So I'm very happy with my purchase still.
Nice.
Yeah. I started streaming. I've been doing solo League of Legends streams, and it's like weird. Every time I stream, I get a new viewer who follows me. So, I mean, I've only been doing it for like half a week, and I'm up to like 3 or 4 followers already, which is small, but it's a start, and I think that's really cool. I'm quite excited about it.
I'll follow you
on Twitch.
What's your handle?
It's kind of awkward because I made it just randomly, so it's a little bit of it's Colton, Colton, Curry, Curry 30, because I'm a big Steph Curry fan and his number is 30. Yep. And then, so this is like the funny one-off story of my last like 2 weeks. The Thursday before Easter weekend, I went and hung out with a friend for supper, and it was raining quite heavily. I went to Easy Street Diner, plug, because that place is awesome. And when we left, we were walking to the parking lot where we had parked, and there was like, it was raining. So there was either a small grassy hill that you could like go down to get to our vehicles, or you could walk like way up and around to enter into the parking lot on the pavement. And I made the wrong choice. I made the wrong choice, brother. Let me tell you, brother. I see. I looked at it, and you know that meme of like the woman who has all the math behind her head?
Yeah.
That was like my processing speed in that moment. Like
the numbers are just like flying past your face.
I looked at it and I was like, I haven't taken a hard fall in like, no word of a lie, 10 years. Like I'm pretty for a big guy, I'm pretty agile when it comes to like not falling. And I'm wearing my friggin' Converse, which have zero grip, let me tell you. And
you pulled a me.
Yeah, I take once, and the hill is only like, it's like 87 degrees. Like like it's like not, wait, that's a horrible angle. It's like
10.
If 180 is flat, it's like 176. Like that's how much of an angle it was. And I was like, I got this, no problem. Bro. My foot touched and it slipped like an inch, and I was like, I'm good. And then it slipped so much more. I ended up, my foot was like over my head. Like that's how far my foot went. And I flew like 3 feet down to the concrete parking lot in the air, landed in a deep ass puddle. My wallet, keys, and phone fall out of my pockets into the puddle. I'm like laying there soaked. I look up, she's like laughing at me, and I'm just like, oh my God, bro. I hit the ground so hard I bounced. Like it was messed up.
Oh my God, man.
I like stand up and I'm just like, I'm too like, I don't care anymore. I wasn't really embarrassed. My biggest thought in my head was, I'm soaked head to toe and I have to get in my new Jeep and like soak the seats. But there was a car parked like right beside where I landed, takeoff zone. And they looked over. They looked over at me laying on the ground and they go, oh. And they start up their car and drive away to avoid the awkward situation. Like that's how bad it was for them.
Oh my God.
So I like stand up and like pick up all my stuff, and I'm like sad and in shock and just like, oh my God. And then like end night, and then I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like I had like concrete in my hand, I had a bruised rib, my elbow was all messed up, my ass and my back were like wrote off for like 5 days. So that was like the most wildly unfortunate fall I've ever taken as a mid-20s man. If I'm being honest.
You know what this means?
If I would have been 40, whole week wrote off, like for sure, like game over. It was so miserable. But
do you know what this means, Colton?
And I can't make fun of you for falling at disc golf anymore?
No. It means, well, it just means I can make fun of you too, but it means 30's coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
It means that
We're-
from now on, I'm
we're
going to
about to turn
choose to
over.
walk the extra 25 feet to the entrance of the parking lot.
We walk around every time now, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it was a real
Anybody on
poor
special
decision.
teams, special plays, special players
Special concrete
needs to walk
catch
all the way
me.
around.
Yeah. So
Rough.
that was my last 2 weeks. Not super duper fun and a low light. Yeah.
That's comical.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for these questions. I have anticipatory anxiety.
Do you want me to go into it?
Are you done? Are you all done?
That is my last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hit us.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
hit
ask
it.
Drake's
All right.
question first
Cool.
because I feel like, and I'm kind of giving you like benefit of the doubt here that you will know your answer to this question because it is a kind of like super broad, like you have to have planned this to know the answer. But I just feel like because you are who you are, you're going to have an answer to this.
Okay.
So my question for you is, if you could go anywhere to visit one restaurant, where would it be and what would it be?
Oh, God.
Yeah, because I know that you're like into like the like Michelin star restaurants and stuff like that. So I feel like you have thought of this before.
I think I've got there's a small list of places that I think I would really.
You can give me a top 3.
The French Laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Give us a little background so people know at least what it is and where it is.
I don't actually. It's Thomas Keller's restaurant. I don't remember where it is. It's in the States. It's a Michelin starred restaurant. I have a cookbook from it. It's incredible. I've not made anything from it because it is incredibly technically challenging, and I haven't had the time.
Is that the one that has the documentary on Netflix about him like making modern art out of his food, or am I completely wrong?
It could be. I don't know specifically what that would.
He was like the first person to like heat up sugars and like expand them like balloons kind of deal. And he went from being like a homeless guy to being like a Michelin star restaurant owner.
I don't believe that that's Thomas Keller.
I don't think that's TK. It doesn't sound like it.
No. I watched a cool documentary a while ago and I was like, maybe.
Would it be okay if I answered this question too when Drake's done?
Yeah, you totally can throw in your answers. Cool. I don't have an answer for this at all. So
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, French Laundry, Noma. I would love to go to Noma. Noma's probably one of the. I don't want to say that it's like one of the most famous Michelin starred restaurants, but like it's kind of crazy.
That was that was actually my answer.
It's in Denmark. It's just like it's one of the places that is just if you want to have a culinary experience, that's bar none one of the best places to go.
I feel like that's the place you go when you want to answer the same question that Colton asked earlier, but you have time to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then
their Instagram is a wild place.
Oh, it's crazy. The
wild
stuff
place.
They do with food blows my mind. It's so cool. And then I think my other one would probably be it's an Italian one. It's called Osteria Francescana by a really cool Italian chef, Massimo Bottura. If you watched Chef Table, he was in the first season. I think he's one of the first episodes of that show. I fell in love with what he was doing and the restaurant, and I was like, I need to go there. Just something about how he was and how he talked about food. I was just like, yep, you're on my list.
Valid.
Yeah, those are probably like some top 3 places.
See, I knew you'd have some form of answer, like preemptively thought about in your brain for this question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say there's probably quite a few more, but I can't think of them. Those are definitely like the big 3. French Laundry, Noma, Osteria Francescana.
Yeah. Last episode we did, I asked sweet or savory, and I watched that back, and I was like, bro, that was a dumb question. Like, I know it's not technically a dumb question or whatever, but like, it was an obvious answer, and like, it was a lot of like dead air, and I was like, man, I gotta come correct with like much better questions this week. So I tried to come with questions that you would be like able to answer and give like a thought out answer to. So we gonna step up the game on that one, and I apologize for the last episode because that was silly, but it did get interaction from the fans. But you know, very general consensus of savory over sweet for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt. This question is like the most random thing, but I'll give a little like premiere to the question just so it makes more sense. You're like my most adult friend right now, I would say. Like you've got a very clear set career, you have a family, you are, you know, I mean, like I don't want to dox you too much, but like you're saving for a house. Like you're very much well on your way to being just an adult. You know, you're probably there, I would argue. So my like curiosity is because you're still younger. You're what, 32, 33?
33.
33. Do you
be 34 this year?
Do you want to have another kid?
So, so here's the thing. I'll full send it. I don't care.
Go for it. Okay. Also, disclaimer. I did ask Matt if it was okay to ask this question before. I'm not just popping it on him in the middle of a show and being like, "Tell me your
fair."
person.
I was like, "Damn, that is a choice."
It is intense, but I did run it by him prior to make sure there was no like question.
Okay.
Yeah. We're chilling. We're home. We're special teams, special plays, special players. So we're all checked out. The listeners don't have to worry. Okay. I appreciate that you asked though. I did respect that. So here's the answer. No.
Okay.
And it's not a it's not a forever no. It's a right now no. And it's starting to look like it could be a forever no.
Gotcha.
You know, obviously without oversharing, I've got a little one. I've talked about her on the podcast before, and she is turning 5 in August, and
that's so wild to me.
It is wild.
I remember when she was born.
Yeah, she's a widow. She's still a widow girl. But she's wonderful, and she says, "Daddy, guess what?" And I say, "What?" Because I'm so enamored by anything that she says, and then she chicken butts me. You know what I mean? So
that is your child.
It is, and I absolutely love that. Is there room in my heart for more children? Absolutely. I don't. Love is not it's not a bandwidth that you only have so much of, and if I have another kid, I would have to split it. That's not how that works. So if anybody is wondering if that's how that works, no, it's not how that works. So it's not from a perspective of worrying about whether or not I can love intentionally enough. It's just a matter of not, like, I grew up a single child for 15 years, 18 years, and then my little brother was born, and so I can't obviously say too much about my other family members and their children, but like Elle's got let me do the run through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 actively alive cousins, and number 9 and 10 are in the cooker right now. So our grouping of family members provides the same level of consistency for Ellie that a sibling would. Like, she goes and spends time with them. Her best friend is, my niece. We don't need to have another kid so that she's got somebody to play with. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really the energy that we have. So we're sitting and thinking, like, economy is terrible. We have great jobs. I'm very thankful to have the job that I have. very thankful that Riss has the job that she has too. So, we could have another kid, but we don't really feel like it's necessary to press the reset button. So some of you, I have a cousin brother and a cousin sister that live with me, that grew up and live with me. I don't want to sell out their story online. But we had them through the foster care system for a while. So I think Larissa and I, once we're stable and in, like 5 or 10 years, we might do a little fostering or something like that.
Yeah,
Just to kind of honor the, the brave position that my mom and stepdad took when they made the choice to bring on one and then two. And very quickly we were a four child family. So shout out to my brother, just had my he's technically my cousin, but he's all in all, realistically my nephew. But he just had a little squirt, and he is cute and healthy, and mom's healthy, which is really great. So yeah, like there's just lots of people for Ellie to be around, and she has a very, like, she needs downtime, to put it into perspective. When she gets home, she's needs downtime. We like give her intentionally downtime for her to recharge because she's very introverted. So, but she comes home and she's like chilling for the last couple hours before bedtime. It's iPad time. It's her time to do what she wants. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't let her bosses around, but so with all that being said, like, and the rate at which she already needs her own alone time, and the rate at which she, we have a like a just 12 football teams worth of people in the family. Like, we don't it's not a need for us, and we don't feel like we need one. And I mean, I just held a one, like a 5-day-old baby the other day, and like, were my ovaries bursting? Hell yeah, they were. but but at the same time, after that, we didn't come away with it feeling like, oh my gosh, it's
we
time
need
for us.
that.
Yeah. Another big player too is like not having a house yet, and that bar keeps being moved on us. Obviously due to inflation, and the government's trying to make it easy. One of the only things that I appreciate about Trudeau, other than the legalization of marijuana, is the first time home account, or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, the home buyers.
You can transfer your RSPs into it and then not have to pay the tax. I think that's really good. I think that's a great tool. So I'm, things like that are helpful, but the bar still keeps being moved. There are some homes that have sold recently that are giving us hope. But we'll be having a house party before the end of 2025 for sure. But by the time that happens, Ellie could be 6, and then we've got to, trying for Ellie wasn't easy. And Larissa's pregnancy was a bit rocky, but at the end of the day, like, we just kind of don't really feel like we need one. We need an extra baby.
That's super fair.
But by the time we had, we try for a bit, have a baby, gestational period 9 months, it's going to be like 2027 before we have a kid, and then the age gap is going to be in the kind of danger window. There's not really there are danger window age gaps, especially if there's nothing in between to buffer. Like, I was 18 when my little brother was born. He was like a nephew to me, or like, I had authority in his life. It was a very different dynamic, right? I babysat him, things like that. But when you're that close, there isn't enough maybe consciousness in the 7-year-old to find that type of relationship, and it can be strenuous. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. I would say 85% no, 15% yes.
I gotcha. Yeah. As someone who doesn't intend to have children, like, it would take me finding the most perfect individual in the whole entire world for me, and then them being like, we must have children, for me to be like, maybe. I kind of live vicariously through you, if I'm being honest. Because, like, never gonna be a family man.
If it helps you, I think you'd be a great dad. But I know that I think that everybody should have autonomy to make their own choices. And if right now it doesn't feel right for you, and it never does, then it never will. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you got to do your dance. There's a lot of great people that I know that are dual income, no kids, right, and have great lives. And
dinks.
Yeah, dinks.
Oh my god! Right,
but it's a thing.
No, the dual income, no kids. It's a strategy for sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know great people that just it's not the right thing, not the right time, etc.
Everybody has that thing that makes their life feel fulfilled.
Are you gonna be Poppy Drake one day? Do you think? Or
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think it's in my cards either.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look,
gang. Thank you, brother.
Also, I love that you have your
brother.
child, and I think she's a wonderful human being, and hopefully I get to spend more time with her and be like, learn how to say my name.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd just like to add that
she could.
I'm gonna start asking questions like every show. I feel like, and like these kind of questions are not gonna be out of the norm because as much as it's fun to like come and talk about our weeks and stuff, it'd be kind of cool to like as a newer podcast, like get our hooks in and get our viewers like really knowing about our lives and like what's up and stuff. So I might start hitting y'all with some slightly deeper questions.
I like the deep. I like it a lot. Well, guys, that's our show for today. We are happy that you watched. If you have stuck along with us at this point, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps us. Leave a comment below. Come at me in the comments. If you like oysters,
you're wrong.
You're wrong, but come at me in the comments nonetheless. Anything that you guys want to say before we head out?
I'll leave a question for the audiences as per usual to engage them on, and this is just riffing off of your question to us, Colton.
Quintessential question.
It could be one, it could be both. Let us know what was one of your favorite meals growing up, not now, growing up, something that is, spawns those childhood memories. And then just like a favorite food now.
That was a heater question, by the way, Colton. That was a saucy question.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like this. I like that meta. This new meta.
Listen, I've been doing a lot of reminiscing lately with like people who have been in my lives for a super long time, and I'm like, man, it's always so nice to reminisce. So I was like, how can I sew that into a question for you guys today? But yeah.
Let us know.
You took my question. I was gonna ask everybody what their favorite food was. So now,
sorry.
I don't have a good question after that.
Don't need one.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks so much for watching. At Ice and Bean Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Legacy name. It's not going anywhere. Get used to it. This has been the Cold Brew Cast. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for tuning in, brother.
Next week. Special team, special plays, special players.
Bye, everybody.
See y'all.